Hey guys, welcome back to Maxim Automation and the fourth part of this APM tutorial series. In our last session, we executed our first test on an Android virtual device using C# framework. So today in this session, we'll see how to execute your test using the Java framework. Also, we'll see how we can run our test on a real device. So let's start with today's session. And this is our Java framework. Now, the first thing which we need to perform is to add APM client library in our project dependencies. So let's move to the pom.xml file, where we'll add the dependency XML for APM client. After that, let's go to the Maven repository to get the dependency XML for APM Java client. Type APM in the search box and then hit enter. Select the Java client from the list available under io.apm and then click on the latest version to get the dependency XML. After that, copy the XML and then let's move to the POM file. Paste the dependency XML over here. This will download the required APM client library. Now let's go back to the step definition class. So here you can see that we have initiated the WebDriver object based on the different desktop browser. Now we need to add one more condition to initialize the WebDriver object with the Android driver. Whenever a user wants to run the test on Chrome browser on an Android device. So I'm going to add a new condition over here that if the browser type is Chrome Android, then we'll initialize the WebDriver object with the Android driver. To initialize the Android driver, we basically need two things. One is the APM server URL where APM is running. And the second one is the object of desired capabilities. That object will contain all the information like device name, platform name, and platform version. So there are a number of desired capabilities which we can utilize to run our test on the desired application. So let's first create an object for desired capabilities using new desired capabilities. This desired capability is available under org.openqa.selenium.remote.desired capability package. After that, I'll add the desired capabilities using the method called setCapability, which takes the argument as capability name and the value of the capability. So the first capability I'm going to pass is the device name. I'll keep the value for all desired capabilities as blank for now, because we'll read those values from the configuration file. So let's keep it blank for now. And then I'll provide another capability for platform name. Again, I'll keep the value as blank. Then the next capability is the platform version. So these are the basic capabilities which we need to provide so that APM can connect with the desired mobile devices. Now, since I'm going to execute my test on a Chrome browser, so I need to provide an additional capability to run the test on Chrome browser. And the name of the capability is browser name. And the value will be the Chrome for an Android device. It should be an empty string if you're automating an app instead of a web application. After that, I'll add one more capability for launch timeout. This tells that how long to wait in milliseconds for a device to launch and connect to ADB, that is Android Debug Bridge. As I have added all the required capabilities to run our test, so let's move to the configuration file where I'm going to create the variables for our desired capabilities. First, I'll add the device name, and the value will be pixel 5 API 29, as I'm going to run the test on a virtual device first. Then platform name, which will be Android, and then platform version, which is 10 in our case. Now let's move to the step definition class again, and then add the properties variables which we have just added in our configuration file. So I'm going to type config properties dot property dot get property, and then pass the property name variable as device name, and then provide the same for platform name as well. After that, provide the variable for platform version as well. For browser name and launch timeout, I'm going to provide the static values for now. If you want, you can again go back to the configuration file and create the variables for these capabilities as well. Now we need to initialize the WebDriver with Android driver. So let's type driver equals to new Android driver of type web element. Here you can use the mobile element, Android element, or iOS element instead of web element. As we have already discussed in our last session, that web element is a general interface that all the other classes, mobile element, Android element, or iOS element implements. Which means that if you create an object of type web element, it will have all the basic functions a web element can have. Basically, when you use web element, it will allow you to use all the Selenium commands, while mobile element is APM's element, which implements web element and adds APM specific features like touch gestures. Android element and iOS element implements mobile element and add operating system specific features. Now let's provide the APM server URL where APM is running. So this is the IP address and port number where our APM server is running. So provide the same information over here. And then pass the capabilities object in the second argument. Add this statement under the try catch block. So here you can see that this Android driver is available under the io.apm.java client package, which is basically the APM client library for Java. Now we are done with all the changes required to run the test on a mobile device using Java framework. Before running, let me update our configuration file to run the test on Chrome Android. So now let's run the test. This is our feature file and the scenario which is going to run on the Android device. Let me bring the device to the front so that we can see the execution on the device. Here you can see that Chrome browser has been invoked on the device and it started executing our test. So this will search for a Java book and then we'll select a book from the list. And after that, it will verify the price of that book. So as you can see that the execution is done. Chrome browser is closed on the device. And here we get the result that the one test case which we executed got passed. Now let's close the Android virtual device. And now we'll see how to run our test on the real device. So here you can see my real device, which I have mirrored using the aPower Mirror app. There are multiple apps in the market which you can use to mirror your mobile screen to PC, like aPower Mirror, AirDroid, TeamViewer, and other apps as well. So you can use any app to mirror your device. Now, the first thing which you need to do on your mobile device is go to the system option under the settings. Currently, you can see that we are not getting any developer options over here. So let's go to the about option first. Here you will see the device details like device name, Android version, and build number. Now you have to tap multiple times on the build number until you get the developer mode enabled on your device. It depends on the device that how many times we have to tap to enable the developer mode. So you just need to keep tapping on the build number to enable the option. Here you can see that I'm tapping on the build number. And now it is asking me to enter the password to enable the developer option. So I'm going to enter my lock screen password. Here you can see that it highlights that you are a developer now. After that, let's go one step back. And now you can see that we are getting the developer options over here, which was not available earlier. Then move to the developer options and enable the USB debugging option. Once done, then connect your device using the USB cable. So that's what we have to do to connect a real device with the system so that we can run our mobile test using APM. Now let's update the device detail in our configuration file so that we can run our test on the real device. So the device name is Samsung Galaxy and the Android version is 9. Now we are ready to run our test on a real Android device. So let's run the test. Here you can see that Chrome browser has been invoked on the real device. And it started executing our test. This will search for a Java book and then we'll select a book from the list. After that, it will verify the price of that book. So this is how you can run your test on a real mobile device. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Also, please don't forget to click on the bell icon. Thank you.